right, so I'm representing the buyer and they want to put an offer in on this property, 52 Lancelot. So I just come in, search on that address, pull up the MLS listing, and I physically have printed this out, but you can just leave it open, you know, on the side as a new window, but just have it next to you so you can kind of refer back to it. I'm going to go back to search. Disregard my screen because it's got a search that I have saved as my default. All right, so I'm going to go into property type. This is a single family, so I'm going to select single family. If you have a multi, make sure you select multi. My status, I'm going to go to sold. I'm going to start at a maximum of 3 months out. Okay, that's based on what has sold in the last 3 months. Our markets are somewhat micro markets. So you want to at least start as early as possible or as current as possible, then make your way out. All right. You'll notice I'm going to go based off of square footage first, not bedroom count. And that's essentially how appraisers do things. Your living area square foot is above grade, which is more of a Rhode Island term, but in Mass, it's basically the same thing. So the square foot of the property that's in question is 912. So I usually go a couple hundred square feet out either way. Okay. Take out the prices. And then I'm going to go to the town. You keep it within the same town. Oh, sorry. Let me remove all those. And this one's in Swansea. So I'm adding Swansea in there. Yours probably won't have any towns in it. Again, mine's defaulted to a specific search. And then I always start with a 2-mile radius of the property that they're wanting to put an offer in on. All right, so I'm going to do 2-mile radius. Let's see what I've got for results. Okay, so I've only got one result. So the first thing I'm going to do is remove my square footage. Okay. See if that opens us up a little bit. It does. So then I can adjust my price based on the square footage easier than everything else. And this is similar to what most appraisers are going to do. Appraisers are always going to look at what's closest and within the time frame before they'll sort of go outside of that criteria if they can't find anything. Now, unfortunately, in Massachusetts, I can't tell which of these properties are the closest. All I know is that they're within 2 miles. If you do results, you could put them in a map. So if you check all of your options and then click map, it will show you the map of where they are. It just doesn't show you your subject property. So it's a little bit stupid, but just so you kind of know, I think let's do a pinpoint point of interest. Well, what's this little gadget? No, we don't want that. Let's go back. We're just going to skip that for now. All right, so my property is a ranch, which is important, right? So when you're looking at styles or types, typically it's either a ranch or it's not. And a ranch is a single level. So when you're looking at that, you want to stay as close to that type as possible. So I'm going to definitely look at this ranch. Okay. This one's 818 square feet compared to my 912. So this is actually a pretty good comp so far. Mine's on just under half an acre. This one's a little bit less. So that's a little bit smaller. Let's see what else we've got in here. This one was built in 1946. Mine was built in 1975. Okay, so I'm actually going to keep this as a comp. It is a little bit smaller, but it would probably be used as a comp. This one's a 2-bed, 1-bath, so is mine. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to jot down this MLS number on the printout that I did. So it's 7288155 ranch. What else have we got here? Colonial, here's another ranch. So let's take a look at that one. Okay, obviously this one is a lot bigger. That's why it's 419,000 and it's on a lot more acreage. So I probably would not use this one if I could get out of that. All right. So I've only got a couple of ranches on here. So maybe I'll take a look at the raised ranches. This one's not too much bigger in square footage wise, a couple hundred more square feet. It's on a little bit more acreage than mine. Actually, it's about double the acreage that mine is. It's not going to pass FHA. So if you'll notice, it was listed at actually it went over asking price. So let's just take a quick peek at this one. So this one's also got a garage and mine does not. So obviously this one needs some updating. So let's just kind of flip through these a bit. My question is, let me go back. Although it's a raised ranch, is it a typical raised ranch? When you come in the front door, can't tell. Yeah, so it looks like right here is where you come in, so it isn't at ground level. Some raised ranches, actually, you come in at a ground level. This one, it looks like you've got to go up the stairs to get it. Yeah. You can tell here from the front door, you've got to come up the stairs to get in. So this one isn't really a comp. So I've only got 2 ranches. They aren't the best comp. So I'm actually going to go back to edit my search. And I'm going to come down here to additional criteria. And I'm going to go to type or style rather. And I'm going to do ranch. And then I may do other. And I might do split level because sometimes you can get in at ground level. Not that that's a true comp, but if I need something. All right, so it only gave me 2 and it's probably the 2 that we looked at. It is, yeah. All right, well, we can at least start here. 7288 and 7284, 157. All right, so now I will probably go back and edit again, and now I will stretch out my distance a bit. So I'll go maybe 4 miles and see if that gave me a lot more options. All right, so now let's take a look at what we've got. I've got a 3-bed ranch, 2-bed ranch. Let's take a look at this one. All right, so this one's a little bigger. Property in a flood zone. So that automatically affects the value because it's more expensive to buy it because it's in a flood zone. It was built in 62, so that's similar-ish to mine. It is a lot bigger, so let's see if we can find something a little bit smaller. Unfortunately, on this screen, you can't see square footage, so you kind of just have to go through them. Let's see if we've got any more 2-bed. We saw that one. The list price of mine is $324,900, by the way. So I'm trying to see if we've got stuff in that range. That's a 4, 3-bed, 1-bath. Let's take a look at this one. All right, so this one's about the same size as mine. Mine again is 912. This is just over 1,000. This actually has a 2-car garage. Whereas mine does not have a garage, which is okay. We would still use it as a comp. Actually, mine does have a 1-car garage, actually. So this is a pretty good comp, honestly. So 3-bed, it's a little bit bigger. All right, so I'm going to use this one as a comp as well. So we've got, just writing this one down. All right. So now I'm going to go back and check all of mine. So we had this one. I only need 3, and I'm not spending a huge amount of time because I'm on the buy side. If you're the listing side, you're going to spend a lot more time doing this. But I'm just going to look here quickly on the buy side. And then where's my 7284, 157? Here we go. So those are the 3 that I'm going to keep. Okay, so I checked them, then I hit keep. Now, you could do a cloud CMA. And I'm going to put my client's name. And I'm looking at this one. And I will put this stuff in here. See how it pulled it in? That's great. All right, let's do quick and dirty. We need at least, we'll leave it at 10. Only go back, let's say 6 months. More criteria. And we'll leave that for now. It looks like it's trying to pull them for me. Let's see what happens. All right, so they've got my third. I don't know what this Spruce Street is. That's not even in the same town. We don't want any of that. $539 Bark was my other one, and that wasn't it. Where's my other one? So I had 11/3, 66 Lincoln, and 539 Bark. 539 Bark. I don't see 66 Lincoln. I'm gonna do 66 Lincoln. Oh, that's weird. It doesn't show up in public record. All right, that's proving to take too long. We're just gonna work with what we've got here. All right, let's look at view. We'll take a look at the pictures. It's fairly updated. The kitchen's got Formica. Looks like it needed some paint. You know, it's got kind of a different style. Most buyers are not into that. I've obviously got animals. Oh yeah, and the crate. Yard's great. All right. We're gonna keep that. Kind of a broad range we've got here. $46. All right, so now I'm going to figure out an average price per square foot. And I don't typically use this at, you know, again, in a lot of depth. Unfortunately, I just don't have anything that's as similar to the one I'm looking for. So I've got to get a little bit more creative. So my sold price is $260,000. And I'm going to divide that by the square foot, 818. So my price per square foot on this one is $317.85. Let's take a look at the next one. I have a sold price of $330. This is actually probably the closest one to my comp. So we'll do 330 divided by the 1,080 square feet. So we're at 3,055. Okay. All right. I'm going to stay on this one for just a minute because it's so close to mine. All right. So mine has got a 1-car attached garage. This one has a 2. So on average, they say it's about $7,000-ish per space, right? So if mine's only got 1, then the value, instead of it being 330, we'd probably be somewhere around 325-ish, right? This one's a little bit bigger. Mine is smaller, so mine would probably be just around 320-ish. Again, very rough numbers. They've got less land than mine does, so I'd probably bump mine back up with a couple $1,000. So now I'm at like 322. Let's see what this one's got for other issues. All right, so basement's got a full in-law with a second bath, kitchenette, family room, and bedroom. Wow, okay, so they didn't even count that in their value. Let's take a look at some of the pictures. Definitely need some updates. So the value is probably because it's got that finished lower level. Whether it's finished nicely is a whole nother story, but it's got a finished lower level. Oh. Go back in there again. All right, so it's got vinyl siding, replacement windows, septic is failed. All right, so they had a failed septic. Unfortunately, we don't know if the septic was taken care of. We're gonna assume that it was. Sorry, there's not really a science to this. My client's property is listed at 324.9. So let's go take a look at my client's property quick. I'm gonna open this in a new tab. We're gonna look up my client's property. All right. We got a fenced in yard, second driveway, large oversized garage, fire pit. This one's updated. I mean, it's still got, no, that might be granite, stainless steel. So, I mean, this one is listed at 325. It's got a great fenced in yard. Wow. Oh, it's got the chicken coop. So they could probably get at least, this could appraise for probably at least 330, 335, just based on the comps. You know, if this one was 330 and it needed tons of updates, it does have the finished lower level, but it didn't have a septic. I mean, we're probably at least at 335 at my client's property. Well over 260. Let's look at this one that was 419. I mean, that's double the square footage, so it's not. Let's see what this price per square foot was. So 419 divided by 1607 puts us at 260. So I'm going to take my 260 plus my 3055 plus my 317.85, take the square footage of all three of them, divided by 3, and I've got an average price per square foot of $294.69. So let's go back over here. My client's at 912 times 294.69. That puts us at like 268, which is inaccurate. So that's why I can't really use price per square foot really, because it's not always a very good equal representation. So just based on that other comp that I showed you guys of the 330, that would most likely be a comp that they would use. Let me just look through this one. Let's see what kind of condition this one is in. Oh, it's an amazing piece of property. That's why this one's 419. Beautiful. So it does need some updates, but you know, the kitchen, probably the countertops. The rest of it's actually in great shape. Was that a television in the bathroom? It was. How nice. And their jet tub. Hey, right? All right. Oh, they do have that finished area downstairs as well. Wow. Yeah. So that one's not really even a comp for us. These are probably more in line with ours. This one's definitely on the lower side. Not sure why that one went so low, honestly. It doesn't have a garage, right? I don't know why it keeps closing. Any garage? Where's my garage info? No garage. All right, so if we had a garage, we're talking 20 to 25,000. Or actually, if it's only a one car, we're probably maybe talking between 7 and 10. So let's say it's 270. This one's got a tiny yard. Yeah, I'm gonna probably tell my clients that they probably should go in around 335 if they want to be competitive. So might not be very helpful, but hopefully someone gets something out of it.